Hello, welcome. Let me just set this off, get our timer running. How do I do this? uh, let's reset, set. Go on. You can do it. Yes. Okay, today we are building a micro-SaaS from scratch, taking it from idea through to MVP. And I'm not going to go through that whole process today. I'm going to get through the start of it. But really, yeah, today is exciting. It's my first live stream. And I came up with this idea last week. And today is essentially a dry run for what I'm doing on Friday. On Friday, I'm doing a 24-hour live stream. And I had this idea last week. I was like, I can build SaaS quickly. And I think people focus on the wrong things when they build SaaS, and that really holds them back. So what I've decided is I'm going to show what my process would look like to build something in 24 hours. And on Friday, I'm going to be doing that. So just to share, I put out on my Instagram last week, I'm building someone's SaaS idea for free in 24 hours on live stream. And what I've done is I've got people to submit their ideas. So for 24 hours straight, I'll be designing, coding, and launching a complete product from scratch. I'll go through the whole process, share it all here, and I've opened it up so people can submit their own ideas. So I'd love to build someone's idea that they submit. I've already had some great applications. And the reason I'm doing this today is because I was getting a little bit worried about streaming. I've never done it before. I don't know exactly what it entails. And so this was a good opportunity for me to do a bit of a dry run and let me just dip my toe in, do a 4-hour speed run for what will essentially be what the first 4 hours of this 24-hour stream will look like. I do plan to continue this longer stream or this short stream with a couple of longer streams afterwards. So probably build up the whole 24-hour process over the next few days, hopefully, if I get the time. So what exactly are we doing today? It's the 18th of November. I'm on the Costa del Sol in Spain. I got here yesterday. It's beautiful. We had great weather today. And so I'm in a good mood. And today we are building a simple and beautiful email platform for small businesses. It is my view that email platforms such as MailChimp and Klaviyo have got too complicated. They've become really complex. They offer a huge number of features that really are now only appropriate for marketing teams. Okay, people who have the time, resources, and training to figure out these platforms, and they need all the features that it provides. But I've worked with a lot of small businesses that have in-house members of staff that may well be dedicated entirely to marketing, but not entirely to email marketing. They may have members of staff that have a few hours of their week to spend on marketing, or there's kind of a marketing task that has dropped into their lap. And what I find is that those people hate the complexity of platforms like MailChimp and Klaviyo, and it really deters them from using them and really prevents them from just being able to send a simple email, which is beautiful. So it has to be simple and beautiful. I think anyone can log into MailChimp and get together an email eventually and send it out, but it tends to look really ugly. So today, that's what we're building. This is what I've been saying, yada, 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 all the same stuff. So we're building a simple email platform that allows a small business to send marketing emails. So they're one-to-many. So that could be a monthly newsletter, for example, as well as transactional emails. So this might be an email that they send to, if it's a dental practice, they might send a patient an email after an appointment to ask for a review. And the concept of the platform is there's not going to be major control over design. They're not going to be able to do a huge amount. It will just be clean, professional, and look great by default. And then there'll just be what you see is what you get editor. So they'll be able to see the text, have a lot of control over the text and what's there. But yeah, the main thing is that it looks good. And these are a couple of things just through my own work with small businesses that I have seen. I have a dental practice that I've worked with for years that still send me an email every day saying, here's the 5 people, the 5 new patients that we had today. Can you send them an email to ask for a review? And it's a bit of a pain for me. It's not a huge problem. I've made myself a system to take care of it pretty effectively. But what I'm recognizing is that there's a lot of businesses out there that need these kind of transactional emails. Yes, they could automate things a lot more effectively. Yes, they could do this in better ways, but they don't. They just put it on someone's plate. Here, take care of this, send this email. And a lot of the time, it doesn't get done very well. The email doesn't look good. It doesn't get sent. And yeah, I just noticed that there's a problem there. So that's the transactional side. On the marketing side, I think I have worked with a staff training provider that wants to send out a monthly email of here's all the courses that we're running this month in case you want to send your staff on any of those courses. And again, they tried to use MailChimp, really struggled to get something together that looked good. And I think they do send it out, but they're just unhappy with how it looks. So those are kind of like the experiences that I had that helped me recognize that this was a problem. And I guess at some point, I think it would be amazing if there was like an AI email writer. So kind of a co-pilot experience, which is like, here's the email that I want to send. Please, can you write it and lay it out for me? I would love to know whether my audio is working on this stream. Ooh. If I go wide, there we go. So yeah, okay. It seems quite quiet though. Hello? 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 It seems super quiet. Is it gonna go insane if I sign into my own stream, if I watch my own stream, if I put headphones on? Sorry, allow this slight interlude of the live stream where I figure out whether the 0 people that are watching can actually hear. This is why we did the soft run, so I get to figure these things out. Hello? Hello? Yes. 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 All right, cool. It's working. Where were we? So that's what we're building. I don't think we'll get to the AI email writer / builder. And there's kind of if we get there, then we get there. I'd love to build that. It's kind of like a version 2 feature, I would say. So here's what I kind of see as the process for bringing something from idea to launch. Firstly, it's the ideation. So, okay, here's the 1-liner, the 2-liner about what it is that we're looking to do. That's kind of what I've gone through with you already. But what does that really mean? What are people really going to care about? How are we going to market this and get this in front of people? And kind of when we take this a bit further and think about it a bit more deeply, what are the kind of problems we're foreseeing and things that we need to really take care of in this short 24-hour process? Once we've done a bit of thinking there, we've really laid out what it is that we're actually doing, then we will scope the MVP. So we'll go, this is exactly what we're building for the MVP. These are the exact features or feature that we're building. And this is everything that needs to be taken care of to get there. I will then choose a stack, the technologies that I need to deliver that scope. And then I'll get into design, development, installing analytics so we can actually see how the product is performing, sticking points that people are facing, things like that. And then get it live, get it on a domain, and then we will figure out the initial marketing plan. So kind of thinking about like what different ways could we get this to 1K MRR, I think I will actually think about that in the ideation, and then we'll actually formulate a plan at the end. So some rough ideas in ideation, just so we can think about where are the people going to be coming from to first land on this, so that we can figure out what we need to show them, what needs to be scoped, what we're actually building. But then the more like detailed approach of like, here's what we're doing and when, in order to deliver that approach to the marketing, would come in step 8. And then just hourly, I just want to kind of push those admin tasks to the end of each hour, just so I can keep working, keep moving forwards, and not constantly just get stuck on little admin tasks. And those admin tasks can be like setting up technology providers, getting API keys, that kind of stuff. So today, I want to definitely nail these first 3 and then dip my toe into the design. And then in later streams, we'll carry on with the design and get through the remainders of these tasks. Obviously, design and development are by far the chunkiest tasks in here. So step 1, ideation. So I want to just go through now. We'll spend a bit of time on this, probably, I'd say around an hour. Around an hour, just really thinking through this idea. What is the USP? How do we best communicate that to people? I've roughly communicated it to you here. We're trying to simplify email marketing for people, make it really easy for them to send emails to their customers as a small business. Who are we targeting? Small businesses, but more specifically, who might actually use this? I've mentioned dentists, dentists and staff training providers, but maybe like we'll find out the biggest market, we'll find out who has the most pain in this area. Does it make financial sense? So doing a bit of a calculation of like, here are roughly the costs we're expecting to have, and here's what we could probably charge based on what we're seeing from other providers in the market, and how we going to market it. So kind of taking all those things of like messaging, the person that we're targeting, the market that we're targeting, and then how can we actually get this in front of them in a way which will make sense for them. And yeah, then we'll be really thinking backwards from that marketing. So where will that first interaction be? And then in terms of the product, what do we actually need to deliver to give them a smooth onboarding? So they find the marketing material somewhere, they click onto the platform, and then it's clearly communicated to them, this is what this platform does, here's how you can use it yourself, sign up, do these steps, get some value, send your first email, set up your first email, and then we'll figure out like how to paywall this and those things along the line, move into scoping, and then some design too. Ideation. My step for this, so get better at this. My approach typically would be to outsource my thinking here to a platform such as ChatGPT. So I am looking to build a simple and beautiful email platform for small businesses. Those businesses that do not have So I'm just putting in all that context that we spoke about. What else am I missing? I'm just gonna ask those three. We'll come to marketing at a later stage. But yeah, I like to, if I'm working on something on my own, I mean, it's definitely better to have these kind of conversations with a couple of co-founders or potential customers, like another voice. But I think if you're working on something on your own, or even alongside those other conversations, it's useful to use LLMs in this way. Like they give you a good kind of general, like they are very general, right? They are trained on loads of data to literally give a general response. They're very good at giving the unbiased view from an outsider's perspective. And yes, they will like back up your idea and say that's a great idea. So it's not a good way to validate things, but it's a good way to think about things if you have that understanding of what it is you're really looking for and to be critical of, so that you don't just believe everything that it tells you. Small businesses don't need another MailChimp. They need email without the machinery. No automations labyrinth, no segmentation maze, no campaign builders. Yeah, I don't like this because that suggests like a price overhead when in reality, most of these platforms are pretty affordable. Right send looks good every time. Love that. Okay, so even without the like stripping back the automations and everything, just having something that is pre-designed, brand safe, just looks good every time. And I'll show you what I'm kind of like thinking of in my head when I think of this. React email. To be honest, all of these are quite good examples, but it's like every transactional email from a business could and should really look like this. Like if you think about small businesses, most of their emails are ugly. If it's a transactional email, it's just like plain text a lot of the time. Why can't it look like this? It's literally just a logo and a big button in the primary brand color. So simple. And so, yeah, I'm sure I will reference these templates when it comes to building this. But yeah, I just think these look good. They look on brand. Let's just build these for every business. ChatGPT. Micro vertical use cases. Okay, so essentially it's like having a bunch of verticals. So dentists, physios, small law firms, estate agents that have these kind of emails, and then having templates that are very specific to them. So obviously a dentist and an estate agent have very different ways, very different emails that they need to send. Let's make it easy for them to pick them up. It's quite nice. Who feels the sharpest pain? It's not email automation, competence to busy generalists. So yeah, they need to communicate often, lack dedicated marketing people, operate on trust, optics, and professionalism, already send emails manually. Okay, local businesses. I think these plus these training and education providers is fine. It's just I don't really want to build the product around it. But yeah, these guys are good. They send updates, they send reminders. Cool. MailChimp, $20 to $50 a month. ConvertKit, $29 to $59 a month. Brevo, 25 to 70. So this is all kind of like starting prices. Your audience sends less than 5 emails a month per customer. Yeah. Not overall. Flat, 2 to 3 save templates, unlimited sends. Okay. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. We've got a starter plan and a pro plan, and they're all essentially cheaper than the big players. So we'll see whether that works with like what our costs are going to be. You're not building an email marketing tool. You're building a communication layer that lets tiny businesses look like grown-ups without needing to hire anyone. Confidence and design disguised as simplicity. Okay, cool. I'm quite happy with that. And then, yeah, if I was thinking about like how to market this, I saw this really good thread the other day from John Rush, who has a portfolio of like micro-SaaS platforms that bring in $3 million a year. So this guy he's one of my goats. But yeah, he's so cool. But the cold emails, can you get your first 100 customers? So say the average price of someone on our platform, they were paying $20 a month. Could we get to 2K MRR with 100 users? So cold emails, it's possible. I mean, it would be relatively easy to have ongoing campaigns that send to small business owners. You get in front of them, just start small, and scale that up. You're gonna have to send a lot of emails, but it's such a broad application that it could actually be useful. You could also target, like, say, the marketing manager of a dental practice that has less than 10 staff members. They might not even have a marketing manager. You could target receptionists, but you could kind of target across the business rather than just going for the owner. Social media could be quite good. Send 15-second loom with an audit. Maybe if there was some way of like getting one of their transactional emails and being like, this is bad because, but then if they've already got that publicly, if you can already get on their website and get a transactional email, then they're probably not the kind of customer that we're targeting here. Free pilot. Yeah. You can let people get on board, create their templates, like see how the platform would work for them before they do any kind of like domain connection and payment. That's possible. No. So no to podcasts, no to webinars. So I'm just going to note down the ones that I have liked here. So I liked cold email. I didn't really like the audits. Free pilot. This is free yearly plan for trying and giving you feedback. Maybe. I think if there was like, and there probably is, there definitely is. I could definitely get like 20 business owners that I know to like check this out and give feedback. Do they need a year free in order to do that? Not really. They just do it because they know me. Okay, if you had at least one customer create a case study where you convince the readers, could do that. It's just, where does that get published? Communities, sponsor micro newsletters. Could be a good one. If there was a newsletter that focused on businesses that were like fit the ideal customer persona that we're going for here, ideal customer profile, then it's like literally right there in their emails saying, if you want to send emails that look like this, maybe we have to figure out how to get newsletter senders onto the platform and offer that. Feels kind of complicated, but yeah, maybe it's just you pay and then they get to, yeah, it's aimed at small business owners, probably kind of legacy businesses that are a bit outdated and just need something simple like this. Maybe that would work. Launching all these places, don't really feel like that's for us. These are all very like techie places that these people are hanging out. Competitor, I should do a competitor audit. See who else is building this. Free tools. No. Paid ads. Potentially. Now, SEO is interesting. I think if you manage to really effectively focus on a certain customer profile, then maybe. The interesting thing about this product is we're trying to find like really small businesses that are essentially underdeveloped or behind the times. So it's kind of a difficult thing to target. With all these, you'd probably cast the net too wide. Apart from the kind of the direct reaching out to businesses that I know. But yeah, all right, cool. So there's some marketing angles there. What I'm going to do is grab everything from ChatGPT. So I'm going to take out the small training and education providers. So it's local service businesses and B2B service businesses. So just small service-based businesses, essentially. Pay as you go. Nah. Okay. Targeting. Doesn't make financial sense. Okay. Price is 15 a month times 1,000 users. Wait, 100 users. Sorry. Okay, so that's going to. Now, what is it going to cost to service them? So I'm thinking that I'm going to build this all on resend. So we'll just figure out what their pricing looks like. I'm back. Right, that was weird. Basically, I think browser crashed ages ago, and then I didn't realize that just shut off the stream. So let me just figure a couple of things out here. Okay, so I don't know where I left off, which is annoying. Okay. Right. So I can't remember where I left off, but essentially what I've been doing is trying to collapse the time to value for users of the platform. To essentially, I want to make sure users of the platform go from being interested to receiving value in a minimal amount of time. So how do they go from the landing page to having a professional email appropriate for their situation, ready to send as soon as possible? They probably don't even need to go through sign up or paywall to get this far. Kind of leaning into the kind of free tool side of things, and then kind of upselling them to the platform once they've seen what it can do and the value that it can deliver. The reason that we want to do this is because there are parts of onboarding which are just painful. Payments, getting DNS sorted so that we can send emails from your domain, painful. And so what is really important, what's really important is that we show them the value that the platform delivers without them having to go through those difficult parts of onboarding. So they see the value and then they're more compelled to get over those other hurdles. So yeah, ChatGPT has been really helpful here. We want them to go from I landed here and within 60 seconds, I have a perfect email. So real clarity on the landing page. Here's what it does, who it's for, and what they can do right now. Zero input template discovery. So instead of asking them questions about who they are and what they do, which was my initial idea, we just give them a big template library with filters at the top. So they can see themselves, they click it, they see the templates that we have that are ready for them. And then they have a test drive editor. So they can click on a template, change it to however they want to. And we extract the brand color from that, drop that into the primary elements that have colors, though most of it will just be gray and off-white. The idea of giving them tips on like why that email is a good email. Don't understand how long something should be or what should be included in that email. And so it's just the idea of having a sidebar which kind of gives them guidance as to why this is a good email, what they should think about, some things that they could potentially change to keep them going in the right direction, and just kind of educate them as they're using the platform. And then, yeah, the email generation with AI, I think this is super cool. I just don't think it's a version 1 feature. I don't understand this part. And yeah, essentially small businesses don't just lack time, they lack clarity. So we got to reduce time to value by eliminating decisions, configuration, anxiety, and the need for knowledge. Okay, so I'm quite happy. I've just thrown all of this. I'm quite happy really that my ideation is done. Scope. What do we need to build right now to get an MVP launch? So this is a little bit of me figuring out, okay, this in a dream world is exactly what we need to build, which is a landing page, a template library, the text editor, one-click branding, and then, yeah, then we trigger sign up. So sign up flow, probably email, password, payments, monthly subscription. Okay, so this feels unnecessary. I think they should have 2-click branding, upload logo, and choose color. Sign up flow, payments. Is there any way we can do sign up in a more simple way? We could do like Google sign in. But no, we're going to be setting up resend and everything anyway. So we'll just go with email, password flow, monthly subscription, no annual to begin with. Just simplicity. Template library. Focus on, same with the landing page, focus on one niche first. So if we just choose one type of customer, then we only have one subset of templates to write. We only have one way we need to write the marketing copy. It's easier to Sign up flow, payments. Okay, they need to have like a template library so they can save templates. They need to be able to see past emails. See marketing emails that were sent, draft, scheduled. This is honestly quite an interesting experience. Like I'm an hour in, my brain feels like there's no downtime in this, and I wonder whether I should be kind of planning in downtime, maybe like 5 minutes every 25 minutes. Yeah, because my brain feels not like fried yet, but I'm only an hour in, and I feel like I've just been like waffling and working relatively intensely and doing a lot of thinking. So yeah, maybe in a bit I'll have a 5-minute break. So one of the decisions I made there was like, do we want scheduled emails? And the answer is like, no, not yet. So this is like scoping an MVP is all like, what can we do that will not prevent us from achieving our bigger vision here, but just allows us to get going cleanly. Dude. Maybe they'll give up trying to ring me eventually. Okay, so what we're not building. Full template library. Annual payments. Why is that in there again? And scheduling. Yeah, this is true. This is a good point. So there's like a community. It's a template library, but then there's also saved templates. So the distinction here is we make a template library available, which is appropriate for dentists, physios, law firms, estate agents, but they want to go through them, sift through the ones that they like, save the ones that they like, amend them to a way that they can use, and then use them again and again from their saved templates. I think what we should do is we'll do some user journey mapping. What's a good way of doing that? What are 5 example customers I could use for user journey mapping? While that works, I'm just going to get some water. Okay, so we've got Sarah, James. Yeah, okay, fine. So so something I realized just now was like when I showed in here to focus on one ICP first for the landing page and the template library. So we're only going to create templates that are appropriate for a dental receptionist, for example, or a dentist. The question is like, do I think about my user journey mapping as if there is only one type of user? And the reason that I care about the user journey mapping, the reason sorry, these people keep ringing me. I'm going to tell them to leave me alone, otherwise they never will.
I
Yo,
reckon that's why. But why have loads of people liked it? Here he is.
yo, I'm on in the middle of a stream right now.
Are you live streaming?
I'm live streaming, bro.
You're live right now.
There he is. Yeah, I thought you rang me like a million. You rang me like a million times. I just told my one current viewer that I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to pick up and tell these guys to leave me alone. But yeah,
What are you streaming on?
YouTube.
Come on, he's building a SaaS.
Yeah, it's just a soft run. It's not the 24-hour one because I was like, I don't want to do 24 hours without doing a little tester to check that it works.
Yeah, but you should have done it on a burner account.
Why? It's fine.
Finn, I was just trying to figure out how to put my wording closer together on my latest TikTok.
Nice. Did you figure it out?
But I've edited it and sounds out, mate. But how much did that cost you?
Like 30 quid. Right, I need to get back to this isn't delivering value for my viewers.
Bit on your eye.
What? Oh, probably. I've been getting bit everywhere. Right. See you later.
Yeah, no problem, bro. You have 2 viewers soon.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch as well.
Peace. Okay, so yeah, the reason that I care about these customer journeys is because they will all have different things that they want to do with the platform. They'll all have different primary uses. For example, a dental practice might want to send appointment reminders. They might want to send emails to patients after they come in asking for a review on their Google business profile. They might run offers sporadically. So they might run an offer once a month or once a quarter, and they want to send that out to all of their whole patient list. And so that will be different to a course training provider who just wants to send weekly or monthly updates of all the courses that they're providing. And what we need to do is ensure that all of those customers are being taken care of in the platform that we're designing. We're giving them the functionality. It's easy for them to use in the way that they want to use it. And we're not kind of excluding any of those customers that we're looking to serve. So we could really map these out, but for now, I'm just going to drop them into Figma. They all represent different verticals, which is cool. And if you're cheap and dirty, and yeah, I was just thinking there, do I want to just think about Sarah for now? Or do I want to think about all of them? The real plan for this, the messaging for one type of person, to build the templates for one type of person. So now we're ready for some wireframing and UX, I think. Yeah, okay. So the time is now, I've got 2 hours, 40 minutes left. I think if I spend 30 minutes on UX research, 15, an hour on branding, then I'll have about an hour and a half. 30 minutes on wireframing. I might even need longer, 1 hour on wireframing, and then that'll leave me about 30 minutes on design. Okay, that feels pretty good. Okay, so for design research, what I like to do is, what can I do? Let's open a new window. Oh, we've already got this one. Okay, so I like Mobbin. It's this awesome platform that just gives you loads of workflows from existing platforms. So I'm just going to look. This is iOS. I don't really want iOS. This is another thing to think about, is where are these people going to be coming from? What I would say is they probably discover the platform on mobile. They discover the platform on my mobile. They get first value and sign up on mobile. And then they use more regularly on desktop. And the reason they're discovering it on mobile is they're discovering it on mobile because they are finding it as they read their emails. Because we've sent them a cold email, or we've sponsored a small business newsletter. Or they're scrolling on social media. I guess the one place I'd say this doesn't necessarily hold true is if we went down like the LinkedIn or the SEO route. Even with LinkedIn, they're probably on mobile. I'm not sure what the user split is. How much LinkedIn traffic is mobile. 80% of LinkedIn traffic is mobile. So, even if you're on LinkedIn, a platform that I thought people tended to use on desktop, so that just leaves SEO. Even then, like if you're just doing a quick search on your phone to be like, what email provider should I be using for my dental practice, then you're still probably on mobile. So we really care about mobile on the landing page. We really care about but then we really care about desktop in general use of the platform. And so this just influences what we prioritize. So now as I'm looking for onboarding workflows and landing pages, I'll probably focus on, we'll go on web apps. These are desktop though. Let's look at what things look like on our iOS and go from there. So the one restriction with this is we just need a really simple hero section. So I guess the thing I'm missing here in Mobbin is, what do all of these sites look like? What do all these landing pages look like on mobile? Because that's actually what I care about. But we're gonna keep the landing page so simple. Mobbin's gonna crash my stream. Okay, Beehive is probably quite a good one. That is a newsletter platform. It's funny, I actually heard Sean talking about it on a podcast I was listening to earlier. I'm just going to drop these links. I always thought you could just link. Oh, you can. Nice. This looks super clean. Honestly, what I'm always really inspired by, I think this is what they're called. Oh. So these guys, they've made it a bit more complicated now, but they always do super simple landing pages. And this is kind of a good example of the kind of landing pages that I've seen them have, where it's just like, this is so engaging, but it's just text. And it's just saying exactly what they do. We build world-class marketing sites, got 8 years experience. These are the things that we help with. This is the real value, why you're doing it. This is how we do it. This is how long it takes. Book a call. This is, for me, if you're launching something, and like, aside from all the animations and everything here, I think there's simpler ways to make something engaging. But like, why build a crazy landing page when people are just going to log in and it's just a simple tool that just does one thing for them? So that's kind of my view on landing pages, is just build something simple like this. And yeah, I would imagine, I mean, yeah, Godly have added it to their page. I'm pretty sure Godly are the guys behind Roasted Design, which is now dead. Yeah, okay. That used to be a thing where you submitted your design and they roasted it. Fulfilled by Endless. Oh, maybe Endless are the guys. Yeah, sorry. These are the guys behind this Godly site, which is just a bunch of, it's like a directory of great design. So yeah, these are the guys that always have killer landing pages. Look at this. It's just photos of their insane portfolio. And then this is what we do at Book a Call. And here's some people that we've worked with. It's like, this is worth reading. You know, you're not going to miss any of these things. Potentially, like, okay, you might not see these logos down the bottom. But yeah, I think this is the kind of stuff I like. So I'm thinking, how can we make this great? What's this like on mobile? So yeah, they just put all that stuff up the top, and then it's just their portfolio. So essentially what I'm thinking is, how do we distill what we're doing into a really simple landing page like this that is visually engaging? And then that's where I'd start with a wireframe. Okay, so we're going to do a bit of branding work. We're going to distill everything into a really simple landing page. And then we're going to care about onboarding. So we'll probably look at the Beehive one for a bit of inspiration on how we're communicating the value. I'll save this one as well. Oh, I should have left. Okay. So now we're looking for sites that do the kind of freemium, free tools style onboarding. This website is lagging me out. So this is paywalled. Well, not paywalled. It's auth-walled. And then straight into, so this could be something that is useful for us in terms of like connecting their domain. I think it's called dub.co. Why do I keep doing that? Get rid of that now. So I'm kind of referencing the scope that we made earlier of what we actually need. So we've got a landing page inspiration. Now we need some like library. So it's going to be very text-based. I mean, that next email, React email templates that we're looking at earlier, like this just shows, I think, how difficult it is to show is in. I mean, it's not a bad start. They're obviously showing like, here's a peek into what it looks like. And then you could provide some more details of why you'd actually use this, who it's useful for. I think a lot of our design is going to be very repetitive. Library inspo, React email templates. Okay, I'm looking for a real library. Items, not so good. Import a template. This looks great. This looks really good. No. At the moment, like when we first have it and it's just for dentists, for example, I think I still want to build out the user flows based around there being the possibility of multiple types of user. So not just dentists. When I'm looking at, I'm trying to keep that in mind. Quite useful. Untitled search. This is quite good for categorized. Categorized can show a lot at the start. So we could have, like, here's the top 4 for dentists, here are the top 4 for physios. You could search at the top like this, and then it would show you all of the ones that are relevant for you. This is similar. And they have pills across the top here, which, so you could, this, honestly, this is probably the best I've seen. So we'll probably steal a lot of ideas from there. Okay, I've gone over my allocated time for UX research. I think we're going to do more, but I think we've done enough to make some headway today. So I'm just going to next steps. Complete UX research. Remaining product parts. But I've got enough today to crack on with wireframing a lot of it. Yeah, okay, we might do a little bit of back and forth there. Anyway, now we are going to move on to branding. So time is 2:20. By 1:20, I need to have so for an MVP, I just want the name, the domain, the color palette, logo, and typography. So a tool that I've been loving for coming up with great names. I'm going to close Mobbin because I think I might crash everything. Untitled.new. And this has been put together by this guy who has named loads of startups. He's deeply involved in the tech space in San Francisco. And yeah, he's named loads of great companies. He feels like he's worked with a lot of early stage startups as an investor, and he feels like he's been very helpful in helping a lot of them find good names. So he's got this like 20-page document, which is all about naming, which I've read, and it's an amazing resource. I like this AI tool that he's created off the back of that. You ask a bunch of questions, it gives you some name suggestions, and yeah, I like what it produces. So just describe what you're naming in a few words. How would I categorize what I'm naming? Go with company. What key message or feeling do you want the name to communicate? There was some good stuff in here. About when we were, so it was clarity. Oh, there was something really good it said, which was like, you're not selling design and simplicity. No. Confidence and design disguised as simplicity. Okay, so we want to convey clarity and simplicity, giving straightforward Do you have any specific inspirations? No, to be honest. I like these. Take your rough message, make it elegant. Like a forge, I think. Sounds a little bit industrial. Or press. Press is cool. And then ideas tied to speed and lightness. Somewhat playful. These are a tricky thing, but I think playful, because maybe we're going higher on playful, because it's a general service. It's quite light. Yes, they're serious businesses, but they're people at the end of the day, and people want to be happy, not bored. Innovative, to be honest, it's like a little bit innovative, isn't it? We're doing something new. And then, I want it to be pretty accessible. I don't think it matters too much. Descriptive names is fine. We can do, what does that mean?